Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to be learning real, natural English. And the best way to learn is to just live it. So, a while back, I ended up on a plane. Not just any plane. A business class seat on an Emirates flight from Dubai to London. And I want to tell you exactly what happened because it taught me a lot about travel, about money, and about a kind of comfort I genuinely did not know existed. Now, first, let me explain something. I did not plan to fly business class. I booked a premium economy ticket. Premium economy means a ticket that is better than regular economy but not as expensive as business class. More space, a slightly wider seat, a little more dignity. Dignity means being treated with respect and basic comfort, not squeezed into a tiny seat and fighting a stranger for the armrest. So I am at the check-in counter at Dubai International Airport. Dubai International is one of the busiest airports in the world. Busiest means it handles more passengers than almost any other airport on Earth. And the person behind the desk looks at me and says, "Would you like to upgrade to business class for $600? An upgrade. An upgrade means moving to a better version of something. In this case, a better seat, a better experience, a completely different category of flying. For $600 on top of what I had already paid. My brain did a calculation. Calculation means working something out using numbers. But honestly, it was not really a calculation. It was panic, dressed up as math. $600 is a lot. $600 is also not that much compared to what a full business class ticket actually costs, which can be $2,500 to $4,000 one way. So, in that specific moment, standing at a check-in counter with a line of people behind me, I said yes. Yes. That one word changed the next 7 hours of my life. The first thing that changes when you have a business class ticket is the lounge. A lounge is a comfortable waiting area, usually with seating, food, and drinks, reserved for certain passengers. Emirates has one in Dubai. I walked in and just stopped. It was quiet. Not the main terminal kind of quiet where people are still rushing and eating sandwiches, standing up, and staring at departure boards. Actually quiet. Departure boards are the screens in airports that show flight times and gate numbers. But I was not looking at any of that anymore. I was sitting down at a proper table in a restaurant with a menu. A menu is a list of food and drink options you can choose from. I know you know what a menu is. But I am saying this because there is a difference between knowing what a menu is and sitting in an airport lounge with one in your hands, ordering food that arrives on a real plate, plated properly, which means arranged carefully, like something a person actually cared about. I had 2 hours before boarding, and I spent all of it in that lounge. Boarding means getting onto the plane. I did not want to leave. If the flight had been canceled, I think I would have been disappointed about the flight, but honestly, a little relieved about staying in the lounge. Then came the boarding itself. Business class passengers board first, or close to first. Board means to get on the plane. And there is a priority lane. A priority lane is a separate, faster queue for certain passengers. You walk past a regular line and you get on the plane before most people. I want to be honest here. There's a specific feeling when you walk past a long queue with your business class boarding pass. A boarding pass is the document or digital ticket that lets you get on a plane. It is not a feeling you are totally proud of, but it is there. I found my seat and I stopped again. It was not a seat. It was a suite. A suite means a set of rooms, or, in this case, a private enclosed space. It had walls on both sides, a sliding door that closed completely, a flat surface that became a fully flat bed, storage compartments everywhere, a minibar. A minibar is a small collection of drinks and snacks built into your space, and a screen that was basically the size of a television. A flight attendant came over immediately and introduced herself by name. A flight attendant is the person on a plane who helps passengers and ensures their safety and comfort. She offered me a drink, a hot towel, and the menu for the flight, that I could read in advance and decide what I wanted for dinner. I took the menu and pretended to read it calmly. Inside, I was not calm at all. Takeoff felt the same as always. Takeoff means the moment the plane leaves the ground and begins to fly. The physics do not change because you paid more. Physics means the science of how forces and motion work, and no amount of money makes gravity behave differently. But everything around the takeoff was different. I had space. I had a drink. And as Dubai fell away below us and the desert spread out in every direction before the clouds came, I thought, okay, I get it now. I understand why people talk about this. Dinner came about an hour into the flight. They set the table, an actual table setting. Tablecloth, proper cutlery, a bread basket. Cutlery means knives, forks, and spoons. I had ordered lamb, which arrived on a real plate with sides and sauce, not in a foil container. Foil container means those flimsy metal trays that regular airplane food comes in. This was not that. This was just food. Good food. Real food. Then I made the seat flat. There was a control panel on the side. A control panel is a surface with buttons that control different functions. Seat position, lighting, temperature, a do not disturb sign, a button to call the flight attendant. I pressed the button that made the seat go fully flat and watched it slowly convert. Convert means change from one form into another. It became a bed. They put a mattress topper on it. A mattress topper is an extra layer of soft padding placed on top of a mattress to make it more comfortable. Then a pillow. Then a duvet. A duvet is a thick, soft blanket filled with feathers or synthetic material. On a plane. An actual duvet on a plane. I lay down. I am not a person who sleeps on planes. Normally, I sit there and shift around and watch movies and check how much time is left every 20 minutes and arrive tired. That is my flight experience. That is what I know. I lay down in that flat bed, somewhere over the Middle East, and I was asleep in 10 minutes. Real sleep. The kind where you wake up and do not know where you are for a second. Disoriented. Disoriented means confused about where you are or what is happening. I slept for 4 hours on a 7-hour flight. 4 hours. I woke up and had breakfast, which was also very good, and then we landed at Heathrow. Heathrow is one of the main international airports in London. And I walked off that plane feeling something I have never felt after a long flight before. Fine. I felt completely fine. Not crumpled, not stiff, not exhausted. Fine. Like I had slept somewhere reasonable and eaten something good, and now I was ready to be in London. Crumpled means crushed or wrinkled, like a piece of paper that has been scrunched up. That is what your body usually feels like after hours in economy. Not this time. I sat in the taxi going into London and thought about the $600 decision. Was it worth it? A lounge that felt like a hotel. A dinner that tasted like a restaurant. 4 hours of real sleep. at 30,000 feet, arriving in a city feeling like a person instead of a piece of luggage. Luggage means bags and suitcases. I am using it here to describe how you usually feel after a long flight, like something that has been packed up and transported without any care. The answer was yes. Obviously, yes. Now, I want to be honest about something because I think it matters. Business class is not something most people can just decide to do. A full ticket costs thousands of dollars. That is serious money that most people, including me, do not normally spend on a single flight. But the upgrade offer at check-in, that is a different thing. Airlines do this more than people realize. If there are empty business class seats close to the flight, they would rather fill them for less money than fly them empty. So, they offer upgrades at check-in for a fraction of the full price. Fraction means a small part of something. Sometimes it is $300, sometimes $600. It depends on the route, the airline, and how full the flight is. If you ever see that offer, and it is a long flight, 7 hours or more, and it will not genuinely hurt your finances. Finances means your money situation. It is worth thinking about seriously. My favorite part was not the food. It was not even the bed. It was the door. The little sliding door on the suite that you close, and suddenly it is just your own private space at 30,000 feet. 30,000 feet is approximately 9,000 meters in the air. The noise of the cabin goes away. The movement of other passengers goes away. It is just you and your window and the dark sky outside, and however many hours are left on the flight. Cabin means the inside of the plane where passengers sit. And I closed that door about 20 minutes into the flight and did not open it again until dinner. And I sat there for a moment just thinking, yeah, okay, I get it now. Upgrade, premium economy, boarding pass, priority lane, suite, flight attendant, control panel, mattress topper, duvet, disoriented, crumpled, luggage, fraction, cabin, finances. All real words, all useful, all the kind of English that makes the world make more sense. Keep watching, keep listening. You will get there. Bye, guys.